Today on Baseball and BBQ, we have us a rub and sauce maker named Robert Harmon, otherwise known as Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob started this venture back in 2022, and his products are making their way to tables across the country. The rubs and sauces flavor profile goes from tangy to savory, and each product is designed to elevate your taste buds, all the while bringing out the best flavor in your food. As Uncle Bob likes to say, they are made with love and passion for great food. We welcome to Baseball and BBQ Robert Harmon. Welcome, Uncle Bob.
Well,
Howdy, howdy, y'all. How are y'all doing? It's baseball season. It just kicked off about 2 weeks ago, so what better way to have baseball barbecue and some hot dogs, man?
exactly. Uncle Bob, how are you?
I am doing totally amazing, guys. How are
Good.
y'all doing today?
We're doing okay. But you had to bring up baseball season. So Jeff and I are Met fans, and our season really is over
It's
in the
over,
month of
yes.
April.
Yes.
It's over. Our season, our season, we are 21 games into the season. No, 30, I'm sorry, 31 games right now. When this comes out, of course, the Mets will probably be deeper buried, buried deeper.
Yes.
But
Do
right
you know
now,
why they're deeper buried? Is it they need new management or they need to clean house or what do they need to do? They need some more training.
they should. I'll tell you what they do need. They should have you manage that because you seem to be doing okay with Uncle
Uh,
Bob's.
well, I do all right, but I don't think I can manage a baseball team. I played when I was a kid, but I don't think I can manage a baseball team.
Well, let's get to Uncle Bob's and
All right,
let's ask you the question that everybody has to ask because we got to do like every other podcast and we've got to ask you why barbecue? How'd you get into it, and how did you end up with such an amazing company selling your products?
well, it actually started back in 2005. I come out with a hot dog sauce. That was my first rub I ever made. And at the time, barbecue and everything like that, it wasn't big. There was no seasonings in other stores. So I kind of just threw it away, just to forget about it. It come from my dad's restaurant. He had a hot dog restaurant in Millbrook, and he sold 3 or 4 thousand hot dogs a day. So I just kind of put it on the back burner. Well, I started getting into barbecue cooking and competitions several years ago, and I like the barbecue competitions, but the thing I don't like is it's not made to eat. It's more for a showman type deal. So, and I didn't like that. That's the only thing I don't like. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just not my stick. I like good quality food. You can set it around for friends if you want to drink a beer or you just want to drink sweet tea, whatever you want to drink. It's up to you. And we just started developing rubs, and it took us this is our fifth year coming in, and we've just knocked the socks off of it. I mean, we started putting stuff together and just kept putting more rubs out, putting more rubs out. We got 10 rubs, two hot sauces, and two barbecue sauces and one hot dog sauce. So, it just kind of evolved accidentally. And then last year we went to the Deer Expo, and this is when we added all the jazz, and people went crazy.
Did you say the Deer Expo?
Yeah, we do. They have a wild game. It's called a Deer Expo down here. It's put together in Birmingham. There's over 2,000 vendors and hunting vendors and all that stuff. So and we do real good there. This year we'll be there. We'll be on the top floor instead of the bottom floor. So you
Now,
know,
now you said you put on. It's where you started to. I
yeah, I
see.
started to
You,
create the character. All this
yeah,
happened by accident.
yeah.
My
Because the
dad's
people.
hot dog house was a trailer
Mm,
back in the 70s, and he would sell 3,000 to 4,000 hot dogs a day at a quarter of 50 cents.
that's unbelievable. That's a lot
It's
of hot
kind of like
dogs.
it's kind of like Nathan's up there. Just
Hmm.
So we and his trailer was red, white, and blue, and it said Uncle Bob's Dog House. Well, I brought the restaurant back out. I tried to revamp it and bring it back out, but it never had that nostalgia feel. If I was to ever bring it back out, I believe I would do something like a trailer, red, white, and blue, and keep that nostalgia because it was just, it's like a hot dog joint. It's like a hole in the wall. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, let me ask you about the hot dogs. I mean, you have a hot dog sauce, and
yes.
truthfully, I've never seen a hot dog sauce. I mean, we put mustard, relish, sauerkraut, but this is a
Now I'm gonna
sauce
show it.
exactly
I'm
for
gonna show
hot
it to you
dogs.
here. Here's what it looks like, guys.
Yep.
You can mix it with chili and make you like a New Jersey chili, or you can make it without it. Some people like it with it, and some people like it without it. I don't know where my dad got the recipe. I kind of got an idea where he got it from. I think he got it from a Greek guy in Birmingham called Pete's Famous Hot Dogs. I think that's where he might have got it.
Now, is it?
Hot dog. Y'all are from New York, so hot dogs is a staple up there.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dirty water dogs. I mean,
Yeah.
what could be
That's
better?
it, man. That's the best hot dog in the world.
Yeah,
The
you-
Sabrettes. Y'all actually sell the Sabrettes up there. That's one of the best tasting
it is.
hot dogs it is out there.
Oh yeah,
They got them. We get them in our Publix. That's the only place around here that's
uh,
got them.
right when
It's
you
Publix.
well, Bob, when you is it okay if I call you Bob or should I call you
Yeah,
Uncle
call me
Bob? All
Bob.
right,
That's what everybody
all right,
calls me because I'm trying to keep my dad's legacy alive and create
nice.
a brand. We want to be a
Yeah,
family faith brand. 10% of our sales go back to churches and outreaches and things in the
very
community.
nice,
Very good.
very
So we're
good.
trying to always help and give back.
All right, so Bob, the hot with the hot dog, I love when you bite into a nice hot dog and the skin casing on it, and you get
If
that snap.
if it don't have
That's
that snap, it's not a hot dog.
right. That's the
It's
best.
hard. It's hard to find that where I live, but up there it's probably easier. But there's one or two. You want to when you bite into it, it's kind of like biting into a sausage. You want that natural casing, that
Well, did I
snap.
hear? Did I hear correctly that you might be making your own hot dogs? You might actually be
Yes,
producing
that's
hot dogs.
something I'm looking at doing, called the All American Dog. I don't know what size it'll be
Hmm.
because I don't want to get, some hot dogs, they got foot longs, 1/4, 1/2, 1/10, 1/12. There's companies got 1/13. That's the size of them. And I just want to come up with a nice medium sized hot dog,
Hmm.
natural casing, all beef, all American hot dog.
Yeah, I mean that sounds amazing. Now, what when it comes to a hot dog, what's your choice of toppings for your hot dog?
No ketchup, no mustard, because if you got a good chili sauce
Hmm.
and cheese. Now I don't like. Some people like sauerkraut. Some people like the uh, onions. The caramelized onions or the onions with the tomato sauce or whatever it is y'all got up there. A lot of
Right,
people like that. That's my favorite hot dog.
Jeff, what's
Just
your
good
favorite?
old chili cheese hot dog. I don't really like the shredded cheese. A hot dog is better to me with the cheese whiz, the nacho
Oh,
cheese whiz.
all right. What's Jeff? Let's see. What's Jeff's favorite type of hot dog? What do you like to put on your hot dog, Jeff?
Well, first of all, Doug Sharding has to make it. But
Okay.
no, my favorite, I like a grilled hot dog off the grill, and I like putting onions on it, raw onions, and sometimes the relish onions. So that's what I like putting on my hot dogs.
So the onions. So that's when you stay
And
away from your wife. You
yeah,
have
and
all
you?
those onions.
So we got no Chicago dogs here. They're out the window.
That's right.
I love. I'm very strange with hot dogs. I will put anything on them. So I will put sauerkraut. I will put mustard. I will
Now
put. I will put chili. I will put cheese. I will put pickles. I know that sounds crazy, but you take pickle chips,
yeah.
line the inside of the bun with the pickle chips. I mean, I am so. To me, I'll even put. I might even put some chopped up tomatoes on my hot dogs.
Yeah, there's a famous place up there in New Jersey called Rutt's Hut where they deep fry the hot dogs. When I run my restaurant, you got it to where you could get it grilled or you could do it deep fried either way.
Hmm.
So I love that, man. And I cook hot dogs at the church sometimes, and I have a couple old ladies. They say leave them in there a little bit longer, let them get black. That's the way they like them.
Yeah, yeah,
The burnt ones, boy, they
it's
like 'em.
true. We know someone that when used to have barbecues. Jeff and I used to run a Cub Scout pack, So every year we would have an end of year barbecue, and this woman's son was in the Scouts, and so the parents were invited to the barbecue, and I take the hot dog off, and she'd say, "Put it back on." I want it charred. She want it burnt. Like
Yeah.
if it was just a little less than charcoal,
Yeah.
basically.
But
So
hey, it's what they like. It's what everybody likes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And,
So,
and what?
Uncle, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say, what do you like on the side with your hot dog? You like baked beans with it? What do you
I
like?
I like fries or chips.
Okay.
All right.
There was a place in Birmingham called Pete's Famous Hot Dogs, and I swear when you probably could put 10 people in the room and be packed out wall to wall, and they just sold chips and hot dogs. You didn't do fries, but that place sold a lot of hot dogs, and it always looked busy, so that's why people were stopping by and getting hot dogs. Some of the best hot dogs in Birmingham, in my opinion. The guy got old and kind of passed on and died, so But I mean, just a hole in the wall joints. That's the best places to go into, man. The
So
hole in the wall.
we're talking with Robert Harmon. The website is theunclebobs.com, and when you go there, go to the shop page. And I gotta tell you, Robert, this is I love the way your bottles look. It has a great pop to it, and I have to ask you about the 333 rub because it says a
Ah,
little smoky with a little heat, helping the community one rub at a time. Tell us about that.
that that is. We got a big law firm down here called Vance Law Firm. We became friends with them last year when we started our hot dog eating contest, which they sponsored last year. We paid 500 to win a championship belt. Well, this year it's going to pay $3,333 courtesy of them. They love that 333 number. That's them. They're at their injury law firm attorneys, one of the biggest ones in the state of Alabama, and they just love barbecue and they like us. And I said we can make y'all rub, and and they just love it. So we made them a rub, the 333 rub. There it is, y'all. With That's Vance and Stewart of Vance Law Firm. They're great, amazing guys. They're injury attorneys, wrecks, car wrecks, motorcycle wrecks. Paul Tuttle is actually, because y'all are from New York, Paul Tuttle is actually the spokesman for their motorcycle commercials.
All right.
So
And you
I
also have
think
other
that,
rubs here. Uncle Bob's Afterburn rub. What's that about?
well, that is one of the hottest rubs I've got. Uh, it was by mistake. It happened. They sent it to me, and me and my wife kept eating ribs, and it kept getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So I had a buddy of mine I sent it to. I said, "You got to try this rub." I said, "This is hot. This is the hottest thing I ever put in my mouth." He liked hot stuff. He said, "Oh, it ain't gonna be hot." Well, he messaged me probably a couple of days, and he said that was the hottest rub that he'd ever done, and it was by mistake. They were supposed to send me something else and made that, and the guy said just keep them, because he didn't want to waste them or nothing like that. He didn't want to pay the freight to kill. I said okay, I'll keep them. So I said, can you make me another label? I called my label guy and got him to make me a label. And I love 80s nostalgia stuff from the 70s, 80s. I kept thinking about a movie called Top Gun and a video game I played Afterburns or something like that, and Iron Eagle. So that's where that came from, all of that, and he put it together, and it looked like uh, the Danger Zone Afterburn. That's what it is. It's the hottest rub we got. That was by mistake, by fluke. So but it's an amazing rub. It's just not my cup. It's too hot for me.
So Bob, this podcast comes out in video, which we put up on YouTube, and audio. But I feel sorry for the people that are listening on audio and aren't seeing this because you look great. You have a USA cowboy hat on. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
big hat. You've got, what is that around your neck?
This is my chain. It says Uncle Bob's Sauces and Rub.
That's a big chain. And then you're kind of giving off an Elton John vibe with those
Well,
glasses.
let me tell you. I love Elton John. I've got that vibe. I've got this from Flavor Flav from Public Enemy. He
Right,
always
right.
come out with the big clock. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
So the
Now I
next thing I thought about adding is the teeth, but I don't know if I could handle that in my mouth. You know what I mean? Just
like
drive me bananas.
oh yeah, the gold
They
you
got
mean
American flag grill teeth.
the
I
grill.
think that
Yeah.
set it off, but I don't know. I'd have to buy one and try it. You know.
Well, you look great. And speaking of Elton John, is am I correct when I say that you used to be in the music business? Did you have a song that was
Yes,
quite
I had a
popular?
song back in 1996. I toured with some bands, and I started doing my own stuff. And there's a producer by the name of Toga Cadis. And if you hear Toga Cadis, you might think, where do you hear that from? Well, him and his wife just did a documentary uh, on Netflix called Trust Me. That guy is the producer that produced me in music. Toga Cadis, which she lived in Miami at the time. I did a remake of a song called Real Life's Send Me an Angel. And we sent it to five of the biggest radio stations. And one of the radio stations we sent it to in New York was WKTU, and it went to number one.
I know
Wow.
that station. I knew it.
Yeah.
So, and then it just went to Miami, and it went to New York, went to Chicago, went to Texas, went and actually come up to New York and met Tony Mottola and Mariah Carey of Sony Records, and liked to sign the $1 million deal, but it just didn't happen.
Really? So you were close to being signed to a contract?
Yeah, that's when record companies still existed,
Right. Yeah.
and you could sell a CD and make money. Everybody says, "Man, these concerts have gone crazy." Well, you don't have no vinyl sales, you don't have no CD, you don't have no tape sales no more. So they get it all at the concerts now.
Yeah.
I can remember going seeing Van Halen for like maybe 12 or $10.
Those were the
You know,
days. Those were the days. Absolutely.
I mean,
Wow.
I seen somebody post a concert ticket with like $80 plus the fees. I mean, I just don't see how some people afford to go to them, man.
That's crazy.
It,
So you mentioned Van Halen. Are you if you're a Van Halen fan, is it David Lee Roth or Sammy Lee Hagar? Which one do you prefer?
I love David Lee Roth because I also love the stuff he did in the '80s
Yeah.
when he
You're a
was
showman.
solo.
I could see that. I could see you.
I just
Yeah.
he just had it. You know, it's like the dude. It's like the lead singer of Styx. You know, the guy that they kicked out. You know, it's kind of
Hmm.
like Journey. You know, it's never the same. You know what I mean? But it's I'm more of a I like Sammy Hagar. I think he's good, but David Lee Roth is Van Halen all the way.
Well, you were a musician. You were a singer. So, you know that David Lee Roth when he goes humada babada beebada babada babada beebada bob right? Can you think you could do that for us?
I'll try. That's
That's pretty
about all
good.
I.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. So now I really want to get into. You went from this potential. I mean, great number one song. You
Well,
end
it was
up
number 80. It was number 86 on the Billboard Top
okay.
100.
Okay.
Well, number one, it was 86, but still, I mean, that's an accomplishment, you
Yeah,
know.
it's a huge
sure.
accomplishment.
Sure.
It's 86 better than Jeff and I. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, I was on a CD that went out to the radio station, and I was on there with the Newsboys and several other big bands at the time, the Foo Fighters and everything like that. The new people coming out. You know, it just that type of music fizzled out.
yeah. That's what happened that cuz I was
Yeah,
going to ask you what
yeah.
what happened? What made you cuz it's kind of I can imagine sort of like a minor league baseball player that hangs on, keeps wanting to make it. I was wondering when you finally said, music isn't going
Well,
to do it.
I come out and put a whole album out called Eyes of an Angel, and tried to revamp that. But once the magic was gone, it was it. And
Hmm.
I pretty much just walked away. That's it. Just didn't have no desire to do it or whatever. You know, the last thing I did was in 1997 or 98. I used to run nightclubs back in the day in a teen club, and I had this guy call me, and he says, "Is this you, Ty and Send Me an Angel?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I got a concert. Uh, how much you gonna charge me to come?" I said, "For you, I'll charge you $2,500." He said, "Okay." So he sent me half up front and half when I got down there. I said, "Who am I gonna be on the card with?" He said, "You're gonna be on the card with MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, and Egyptian Lover."
Wow,
Oh,
that's pretty
okay.
impressive.
But I mean, you got they. This is when they didn't have nothing going on, and MC Hammer made $5 grand, and Vanilla Ice made $5 grand.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's switch gears here and get how did you develop your love of cooking?
From my mama. That's who. My mom was a awesome cook. She she had me when I was 45 years old, and she was one of them. They didn't go to the grocery store and stuff. They went in the backyard, chopped the head off of it, killed it, brought it in. You know what I mean? Old school cook. So that's where I learned how to cook. Now the barbecue stuff, I learned some from my dad, but most of the time I just learned it on my own by watching YouTube videos and to experiment. And that's what I like to do is I like to experiment. That's really just how I learn. But as far as the home style cooking, I learned that from my mother.
And you must be a football fan too, because one of your rubs is Blitz rub, and it's with a
Well,
football.
yeah,
So
let me see if I can't find that and I'll explain this to you. There's a guy by the name of Roll Tide Willie down here. He's a big Alabama fan and he's been on all kinds of podcasts. People just love him. We teamed up with him. I had a beef and brisket rub, and we teamed up with him and come out with the Blitz rub. It says I don't give a piss about nothing but the barbecue. Cause his thing is I don't give a piss about nothing but the tide.
mhm.
So we teamed up with him, created a great partnership, and you know we just landed. We hopefully it's going to be in the Tuscaloosa area soon, where Alabama's at, and it'll fly off the shelves.
So you're not just rubs though. You have sauces. There's an Uncle Bob's Rad barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's just our regular barbecue sauce right here. It's Rad barbecue sauce. Uh, but our number one barbecue sauce, besides the Rad, is our peach barbecue sauce. That is our number one selling sauce right there, peach barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
That's
just
our mom.
peachy. That's what it says on the bottle.
Just
Just
peachy.
peachy. And someone's doing a disco dance on the bottle.
Yeah, that's kind of a. You ever had when I thought about the peachy, I was thinking about disco music, Studio 54. I mean, I was kind of thinking that, and you always had that cool uncle that always wanted to be around. So I call that guy because I got plans for all these characters on down the road. I call him Uncle Vinny. That's Uncle Vinny.
My Uncle Vinny.
And the one on Rad is Little John because I had a best friend of mine. We used to watch the movie Rad. We wore it out on the VHS and we race bicycles all over the southeast. So, and he got killed in a car accident, and that's in memory of him.
Oh.
We take some money from it and give to the local BMX track because that was something we loved to do.
Yeah, I had heard about that happening, and you have not been on a BMX bike since, right?
Nope.
Yeah, yeah, that must
I
have been.
mean, it just tore me up. Now
Yeah, yeah,
it tore me up real bad.
yeah. Bob, the rub and sauce business is one of the toughest. I mean, we speak to so many companies, so many people. Um, the people that make it in the business, they have, whether it's their marketing, whether it's the product itself, um, they do something that's different. They do something to make it stand out. And even then, it is very tough. So you are doing it, and I guess, what I'm trying to say is, how are you doing it? What are you doing that makes you stand out?
Well, there's two things. Number one is God, because he's got a plan with all this, and he spoke to me about the plan and told me what he wanted to do. And when he speaks, you listen, and he can open doors that man can't open. And number two is you got to believe in yourself when nobody else believes in you. You know, I believe in good energy brings good energy, bad energy brings bad energy. You know, you're talking about the rubs. Yeah, it's a tough business, but look at who stands out. I mean, Danos, he's always on the internet, always. He thrives. He stands out. Meat Church stands out. Probably one of the biggest ones around my area that really stands out and puts a character out is Stale Cracker. You gotta have something that nobody else has got, and that's the number one thing. We got a hot dog sauce, which that's you always got to have another item that
Hmm.
somebody else don't got. Like Stale Crackers got Hush Puppy Mix, you know, breading for the fishes and all that stuff. So you just gotta be different, man. That's the thing about it. You know, I was in the record business. I run nightclubs. It's all about promotion and marketing. If you get on here, plain Jane person, and say, "Hey, I might have some rubs," it might not. It's probably great, but it might not antagonize somebody. But you got to have some kind of marketing capability. You got to make people put eyes on you. And you got to make people say, "Man, I want to try some of that stuff." You know, and that's where all this stuff comes in. You know, you just got to believe in yourself.
Right.
It's marketing, man. I mean, it's just some people just quit, and I'm not a quitter. I keep going to the end. That's because I know the plan of it. And I know what's going to happen.
So, looking at your products, I mean, like I said before, the bottles pop. I mean, get your attention. Even your merchandise, your T-shirts, and it's Uncle Bob's stuff. But
Right.
you're also on YouTube, right? So tell us about a little about your YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
well, we start a cook show on YouTube called Cooking with Uncle Bob. I've been doing it for 5 years, and you can see over the years how it's evolved and it's got better. But we always just try to cook. We try to cook barbecue stuff, but we do cook some wild and kooky stuff. Like a couple months back ago, we cooked spam tacos. The last video I did, I made some party dips because I've been seeing Danos with these party dips. I said, well, let's make some party dips. We took some certain rubs that I thought would be good for party dips, and we tested them. You know,
Yeah. So what you did, you put sour cream, and you're mixing it with the
yeah,
different
we mixed.
rubs.
I did. Yeah, I did them with some different rubs. Some of them worked out, some of them didn't.
Hmm.
Are you, excuse me, are you in supermarkets?
We are working on that right now. We got some up in the north. We were with several distribution companies. We had a big meeting with Piggly Wiggly Monday, a really huge meeting, and I think there's going to be a lot of big, good potentials come out of it. It's just you gotta start in your area and work your way out.
Right. And also, uh, not just supermarkets, but are you also having a European presence?
Yes, we are working on that right now. As I can say, we are working on that. Everything is going great with that. I've got to get back up with them guys because there's a lot to it. But we're gonna cross the pond. We're gonna go overseas. I was picked out of 10 people to be the number one guy. So we'll see what happens there. You never know, but it looks good and promising.
That's excellent because
Yeah. Excellent.
barbecue, yeah, barbecue is expanding. I mean, it's you say across the pond. I know in England, barbecue is getting bigger. American barbecue, of course, is
Yeah, well,
is
I mean,
expanding.
that's what they had 10 people, and I was picked,
Well,
and they're
out of the so
finalizing everything.
who were the 10? Could you name a few that our audience might know?
Blue Hogs Barbecue,
Well, that's huge.
Heath Riles,
Again, huge. Okay.
Meat Church.
Another biggie.
Yeah, very good.
Never.
Wow.
And there was one more. I can't think of it. He's wrong.
Now you beat them out based on taste, based on because that's incredible. And
I don't think it was taste on what I beat them out
mhm,
because our rubs are spectacular, and I think their rubs are too.
right.
But I think it was all of this because overseas they go crazy for America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about marketing.
Right.
And when we did music, we made more money overseas than we did in the U.S.
Oh,
So
really? Wow.
people ain't looking at the untapped market that's over there. But I believe this is what got all that for us to go over there.
It's about marketing, but it's also so you can have the greatest marketing, but if people then buy your product and they don't like it, then the best marketing
Well,
isn't going to
that's
work.
where
So
we go out and we
you
try to
have
make a presence that
mhm,
shows, let people taste and try.
right.
But I ain't had nobody leave my table that ain't bought something.
Exactly. So the marketing brings them in, the product gets them to buy again. And that's a perfect combination.
You know, like when you go in a grocery store, you're not going to put all the items in the grocery store. They're going to start you out with 5 items, and that's hard to do. You know, to
Mhm.
figure out which 5 items are your best seller. You know, like at the Piggly Weekly, they want 5 items. Or the peach barbecue sauce will be in there. The hot dog sauce will be in there
Mhm.
because there's nothing like that. And
Right. It's unique. But at a
then we got
grocery
our slap out hot chicken, which will be in there. It's like a Nashville hot chicken.
okay.
Slap out hot chicken, our button rib rub, and then the blitz rub because we believe this will sell real good in the southeast with football and all that stuff with
Right.
roll tide Willie. So that's the 5 we went in there to begin with. You know what I mean? So
Now in a supermarket though, you have the shelving fees to pay for, right?
that's expensive, dude. That
Yeah.
is ridiculous. But if you want to play, you gotta. If you want to pay, you gotta play. That's
Right.
just. I mean, it is what it is, and that's where some people can't get in because they're scared of it. But if you got a good food broker agency and a good company, things will happen.
You ever think of Shark Tank because you seem like I could see okay, we had on Turbo Trusser, the guys from Turbo Trusser. Now I know
Right.
they went on Shark Tank. They cut a deal with Mr. Wonderful, and they were dressed in chicken costumes, and it was entertaining, and they ended up with a deal. You seem like the perfect person to go in there, and they would really relate to you. They would love what you present. You ever think of something like that?
Yes, I thought about it, and here's the deal with Shark Tank. We got a company down here. It's called Y'all Sweet Tea. They kind of started going to flea markets, and they got the best sweet tea around. Besides another company called Canebury, and they went on Shark Tank and they got picked up, and orders flew off the shelf. Even if you go on Shark Tank and you don't get picked,
Mm-hmm.
it's just the exposure.
Right. Some people use it for that. They say some people come in there with such a crazy ask that it's almost like they're going in for the exposure. But
Here's
you're
my
right.
thing. I'm going in there. I want your expertise. Let's go 50-50 and whatever, hey, because you can do more than I can do.
Right. Right.
I might be making, let's say I might be making $250,000 a year or $300,000. You can take me to that $1 million mark. That's where people get greedy because they think they can do it on their own. I've seen it happen too many times in the music business. So they come in there and say, "Hey, we want 40%." Done deal. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, on Shark Tank, it's true. They they come in asking for a low percentage, and then they get if the sharks are interested, right, they want a higher percentage, and then the person sometimes walks out without a deal. Now that exposure will work for a period of time, but to not have a deal, like the guys from Turbo Trusser, they gave up. What did they give up? They gave up
I think
third of the company
I'm not. I think I give him $1 in
in
perpetuity.
in perpetuity, and a third of the company. So they actually, so there's three of them, right? There's the two guys
Right.
and Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. He has 33% of the company, 33 and a third. So they all have one third of the company, but he gets $1 per item in perpetuity. So actually, he's making more than the two of them. But without him, who knows if
Right.
so they were determined when they came on, they said, we weren't walking out of there unless we had a deal. So again, is that something that you think that maybe one
Yes,
day
I would
you'll be
love to
on?
do it. And we looked into it last year and talked about flying out to Las Vegas and actually doing it, but we never did. So that's something we're looking into, because it takes a lot of money to get these things up and going. And I
Hmm.
think Shark Tank would be amazing, even if you didn't get a deal. I mean, because be just the exposure.
Sure. Sure. Now, Uncle Bob, I have one last question for you about your rubs. It's the Ocean's Delight seafood seasoning because I'm a big seafood eater, and this seems be right up my alley.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know I got it right here. Just
He's
hold on.
also a big bowler, Uncle Bob. Get
Hey, I
it
like
up
to
his
bowl
alley.
too. Now I like to bowl too. That's what I used to do back in the day. I still got my bowling ball in my shoes. Told a buddy of mine we bowled in the league. I said we need to just go bowl one day and see what we can do. This is our Ocean Delight. It's a seafood rub. Got a little zest of lemon and a little bit of orange on there, and it's really good. Really good. Amazing on seafood. We did a cooking thing a couple of weeks ago, last weekend, at a buddy of mine's restaurant, and he actually cooked seafood with it, and people was amazed with it.
Well, that's terrific, Uncle Bob. We really thank you for joining us on Baseball and BBQ. Could you please tell us where people can find you on social media and where they can get in touch with you?
All right, if you want to go to our website, www.theunclebobs.com, we'll be on there. We're also going to put a 10% discount barbecue and baseball on there when this
Oh, thank you.
podcast comes out.
Very
We'll put
nice.
that out. We're on YouTube, Uncle Bob's Sauces and Rubs. I mean, not YouTube, but TikTok, Facebook, Uncle Bob's Sauces and Rubs. Uh, YouTube, we're cooking with Uncle Bob. That's where we're at on YouTube. We are on Instagram. That's really all our social media platforms because that's enough for me to handle.
Well, I would like to say, and this is from Jeff and me, that your company is unique. You are unique. I think your marketing is great. Your bottles look terrific. I love when companies do something creative with their labels. They don't just have the same label. You have different labels on everything.
Well,
You have
every,
you Go ahead,
go
Uncle
ahead.
Bob.
Everything on my labels, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, by the way. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. You're the guest.
Everything on these labels is stuff in my brain from my childhood, stuff that I like. Like the Uncle Bob's It's Awesome Rub here. My dad used to be a race promoter. And this is just your SPG, salt, pepper, and garlic. And at the end of his commercials, he would say, "It's awesome." Like when you're cooking with Uncle Bob, it's awesome. That was my dad saying, so that's our It's Awesome rub. I mean, just stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's what I look for when that catches my eye. The rub and sauce market is saturated, and so to stand out is important, and yours definitely stand out. You have the kind of jars and bottles that when I finish them, I would keep them.
Yes.
And I
yeah,
that
yeah,
I don't want to get rid of them. That it's just the artwork. It's great. I really am impressed by it. I'm impressed by you, and we really appreciate that you have joined us on the Baseball and Barbecue podcast, and we wish you the best.
Hey, man, I thank y'all. Before we leave out, I want to tell you about these hot sauces here. This is
Absolutely.
one of our new items, fully involved. This goes out to my firefighting and EMT days. I used to be a volunteer firefighter, so that's fully involved. It's a regular hot sauce. And this is our Chipotle hot sauce, our code red for our EMTs out there. So, like you said, the labels, everything's got meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
So
terrific.
I think we got an awesome product. I think it's something that's very marketable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, People love it. I mean, it's like when we went up to Piggly Wiggly the other day, man. We took so many pictures with people. It was amazing. So I know we're on to something, and I know God's got His hand in it. And
Yeah.
I thank y'all for having me on your podcast, man. It means a lot. Baseball and barbecue. What can go better than baseball and barbecue?
Well, we appreciate it. It's so funny because here, I mean, our supermarkets, King Cullen,
ShopRite.
Stop and Shop,
ShopRite.
ShopRite. I mean, boring names. You've got Piggly Wiggly,
Publix.
Publix. Yeah, I don't know if you have Winn Dixie, but
We
those
did
are
have Winn Dixie, but they got bought out down here, and
uh,
they're only in Florida. All
okay.
the Winn Dixies around here, except for one, turned into Piggly Wiggly.
I like Piggly
Piggly
Wiggly.
Wiggly,
This
I do too.
that's a
They're
great
good.
name, right?
Well, the thing of it is we went and met them, and the thing I like about them is they believe in family and tradition. They told us all about their company, and they got people they are loyal to, and they've been with them since day one, and that speaks volume.
It
That
sure
shows you
does.
what kind of character they are. You know what I mean?
It sure
You're
does.
not you're not just another item in the grocery store. We want you to succeed, and we'll work with you to help you succeed. That means a lot.
That's terrific, Uncle Bob. Again, the website is theunclebobs.com. Go to it, check it out. It'll be amazed, and go purchase some of the grubs and sauces and some of the t-shirts because they look really good too. Uncle Bob, thank you for joining us on Baseball and BBQ.
Thank y'all, and just remember when you're cooking with Uncle Bob, it's awesome.